Hello everybody, Bad Weather Freak here. I have a update on multiple systems that we're watching. It is Sunday, September 13th, 2020. It is 9 o'clock a.m. So we have a few areas that we want to talk about. Obviously, we have Sally and Paulette that are the main areas that we are watching. But we also have other areas, as you guys can see here. Now, starting with this area on the far west, it is National Hurricane Center is giving it a 10% chance of development. It seems like it's not going, it doesn't have much of a chance. It's very low. So most likely it's going to be a rain event and cause some, a little bit of rain pretty much, nothing major. So we're not going to really spend a lot of time on this one. But definitely we're going to spend a little more time with Sally, Paulette, which are like I said, the main areas that we're watching right now. So let's jump in at Tropical Storm Sally. Now, Tropical Storm Sally is moving west-northwest at 13 miles an hour. So I actually did pick up a little bit of speed. Yesterday in my last video I made, or not the last one, but the one before last one, it was moving actually at 7 miles an hour. So it was moving much slower. Now it's almost double the speed that it was moving yesterday. But it has a minimum pressure of 996 and maximum sustained winds of 50 miles an hour. Now let's take a look at the warning cone. Excuse me. As you can see, that the track has shifted further west. I think it was yesterday in my other video, had it more coming towards this area here. Now it's shifted further west. So you can see more areas are under hurricane warning and watches right now. So this will actually give it a little bit more time over water, which is not good. And we're gonna look at a couple things here and see what is the potential of the impacts that we're gonna see based on the National Hurricane Center information. As far as the rainfall goes, quite a bit of rainfall expected, 10 to 15 inches, some areas 15 to 20 inches localized here. And this is because the system is forecasted to actually slow down, and that is why it's going to be dumping a lot of rain. Now, as far as the potential for flooding, as you can see, moderate chance here, where it's expected to actually make landfall in this area. But as you guys know, the north and northeast area, or part of the storm, that's where it's actually the majority of the rain and the tornadoes are more. You have more of a chance basically for that happening. This is the storm surge. 4 to 7 on the mouth of the Mississippi River, 7 to 11 further north, and this is actually not good. This could be catastrophic right here. So we'll have to see, depending on the intensity, if it intensifies any further and it slows down more, then these numbers may go up. Now let's take a look at the key messages. Key messages as of the 5 a.m. About 11 a.m. they're definitely going to update it, but this is the latest information we have. An extremely dangerous and life-threatening storm surge is now expected, and a storm surge warning is in effect for areas outside the southeastern Louisiana hurricane and storm damage risk reduction system on Port Fourchon, Louisiana to the Mississippi-Alabama border. Residents in these areas should follow any advice given by local officials. Number 2, hurricane conditions are expected by early Tuesday from Grand Isle, Louisiana to Ocean Springs, Mississippi, including metropolitan New Orleans. So we all saw what happened in New Orleans, obviously, with Katrina. Now, this is not going to be no Katrina, but we saw what a storm can potentially do to a city, the amount of flooding that can cause. So that's something that everybody in that area need to be paying attention to and start getting ready. Then number 3, Tropical Storm Sally is expected to produce flash flooding across southern and central Florida and prolong existing minor river flooding across central Florida through Monday. Significant flash flooding and minor to isolated major river flooding is likely across portions of the central Gulf Coast from Monday through the middle of the week. So because it's expected to slow down. That's why you're seeing these, this information saying that until the middle of next week. I apologize for that, actually. Okay, that's my dog's barking, so I have to mute the the microphone. Okay, let's go back here. Coming back to, let's see. Now let's take a look at the radar imagery. That's actually, I'm looking at Paulette right now, but let's switch it up to Sally. Now, so you can see Sally is a big mess of of rain, but you can see how some of the convection is starting to really flare up, and that's because it's intensifying. Now, I'm located roughly about here, so we're definitely getting some rain bands. Yesterday, we got multiple rain bands come through here, and it looks like we are probably going to continue throughout the day to see some rain bands for sure. But let's see what the hurricane hunters have found. 998 was the lowest pressure that they saw. But let me click here and see if they have come up with any lower pressure, or if it is steady at 998. So it looked like the center circulation might be off the coast of Florida, obviously. But as of the first pass, 998, they're gonna pass again through here, and hopefully, I mean, we'll see what kind of information they rely back. But so far, 998, it is the lowest that they have found. Now, going back to the information, let's read it so we can see what else is going on. So heavy rains from Sally spreading north along the southwest coast of Florida. And we have, let's go and see the discussion here. Sally was located in the 27.3 north, longitude 84.6. Is moving towards the west-northwest near 13 miles an hour. And a west-northwestward or northwestward motion is expected through Monday. A decrease in forward speed and a turn toward the northwest, north-northwest is expected on Tuesday. On the forecast track, the center of Sally will move over the southeastern and eastern Gulf of Mexico today, move over the north-central Gulf of Mexico tonight and Monday, and approach the north-central Gulf Coast within the hurricane warning area late Monday and Tuesday. So we're going to be dealing with this for a few days for sure. The maximum sustained winds are 50 miles an hour with higher gusts. Strengthening is expected over the next couple of days, and Sally is forecasted to become a hurricane on Monday, with some additional strengthening possible through early Tuesday. So this right here makes me think that this storm is definitely going to intensify until landfall, basically. Tropical storm force winds extend outward 90 miles from the center, and it looked like a buoy in Venice, Florida, has reported a sustained wind of 45 miles an hour and gust of 58. Now, I wanted to point something out here. As you read on the discussion here, now this gives us much more information, a wider area. If I found very interesting, let's see this right here. It says it is, so if you guys look at this here, it is worth noting that rapid intensification is a possibility if the system develops a more solid inner core Monday, and stronger solutions like the H-Wharf model can't be dismissed. This is not good. This is definitely bad news. We all saw what happened with Hurricane Laura. Hurricane Laura went, I think it was from a tropical storm to a category 2 or 3 within a matter of like 9 hours. I'm not saying this is going to happen with Sally, but you can't discard it. It is very possible that it may happen. Now, as far as intensity, you can see how they bumped it up at 48 hours. They bumped it up to 100 miles an hour, which is almost a category 2. So basically a strong category 1. 5 miles per hour more, and it will be a category 2, which is very possible. Again, the same uncertainty happened with Laura. So we may expect this probably to go up depending on how well it starts to intensify today. But that's something we will have to see. Now, if we go back to, let me show you guys again the cone. Let's go back and see the intensity. The majority of, as of this morning, have it as a category 1. Some of them stronger category 1, but that could change. Spaghetti models are very concentrated in this area here, from the New Orleans area to the Florida Panhandle. That seems to be like the bulk of the models, especially in Louisiana and Mississippi. That seems to be the majority of the models, basically, that they're pointing out. Now let's go back and talk a little bit about Paulette, because Paulette, it is definitely looking like a significant threat to Bermuda. Now Paulette here, let's take a Bermuda's under hurricane warning. So you can see it's right in the crosshairs. Let's take a look and see. So as you guys saw, right now it has a pressure of 978, so it's actually intensifying quickly with 80-mile-per-hour winds. Hurricane Hunter's aircraft find Paulette a little stronger. Strong winds, storm surge, and heavy rain expected to begin on Bermuda by this evening. So if you guys are in Bermuda and watching this video, finish your preparations like now. We know the history of Bermuda. You guys are no stranger to hurricanes, and you guys have very good building codes. But still, just to give you a perspective, last year we had Hurricane Humberto as a category 3 brushed the island. And in Bermuda, there was actually wind speeds of 100 and I think it was 110 miles sustained. And it did damage about 600 roofs, even though that it did not go over the island. It got very, very close. The eye wall got very close. So this is forecasted to go over the island. Now I'm thinking probably it's a category 3. It's a major hurricane. So you guys need to be prepared and finishing up your preparations as soon as possible. Now, as far as the update, the center of Paulette was located in those areas. Paulette is moving towards west-northwest near 40 miles an hour. Motion towards the west-northwest or northwest is expected through tonight. A turn toward the north while decreasing forward speed is forecasted on Monday, so it's supposed to slow down. That's not good. Followed by a northwestern motion Monday night and Tuesday. So on the forecast track, the center of Paulette will move near or over Bermuda by Monday morning. A Hurricane Hunter aircraft recently reported that the maximum sustained winds have increased to near 80 miles an hour with higher gusts, strengthening its forecast, and Paulette is expected to be a dangerous hurricane when it approaches Bermuda late tonight and early Monday. So like I said, this is, if you go back and take a look at the satellite imagery, you see how it's going to start developing an eye here and towards the end of, see, right there. Now, it's not perfectly symmetrical, but it's expected to continue strengthening. So as it approaches Bermuda, is going to look better and better organized. Right now, it's fighting, most likely dry air and some wind shear. That's why you see it kind of lopsided and losing some convection in this area. You see how it opens back up. But as it moves more this way, it's supposed to continue getting better organized. But that's all the updates that I have for you guys. Since on the other areas that we're watching, they're not posing any significant threat. Renee is expected to not affect anybody. This is also supposed to go out to sea. But right now our eyes are on Sally and Paulette. But that's what I have for you guys. Stay safe. I keep you guys updated as the day goes by and new developments show up. Stay safe. Subscribe to my channel. Any comments, put them in the comment section below, and have a good day.